Hi everybody. Today I want to talk about punctures of your tyre. So with a lot of modern cars, as you all know, they don't come with spare wheels. They come with a can of foam and a pump, and you're expected to pull out the nail, put the foam into the tyre and inflate the tyre, and off you go. And that works. But it's quite expensive to replace the car's can of foam. So with the motorbike and my car, I carry one of these, and it works really well. Recently, the reason I'm making this video, I was on a trip to central France, lovely holiday. Day before I was coming back, there was a nail in the tyre, so I didn't have time to get it repaired, so I popped the can of foam in. I've already done a review of this excellent pump that I use to pump up the tyre. So I carry this around with me. So off I went and I came back to England. When I went to the tyre bay to have the puncture repaired, because the nail was bang in the middle of the tread of the tyre, so no problem repairing, they told me that they do not repair tyres that have had foam inside them. So a car manufacturer stops putting a spare wheel in the back of the car, gives you a can of foam and a pump, and when you go to have the repair, they refuse to repair. Now, in my case, the tyres were due for replacement within a couple of thousand miles, so I had 2 new front tyres put on, so that's not a problem. But I asked the guy, if I was to drive away with these brand new tyres and got a big hole and stuck the foam in, I'd have a brand new tyre that you wouldn't repair. He says, that's correct. I said, what about if I was to remove the tyre off the rim and cleaned it out and brought you the tyre? Would you repair the puncture? He said, yes. So if you've got a way of removing the tyre from your rim, that's the way to go. So that got me thinking, what's the solution? So I've now got something else as well to carry around in the car, and I've seen these, there's a million videos talking about these mushroom repair plugs, and they look pretty good. So I've now got this. So I've also got a spare wheel, because on my particular car, you've still got the wheel well. So I've got a spare wheel, and it's not a full-size spare wheel, and the jack kit. So what I've got now is a spare wheel and a jack for when the tyres, say, ripped or you're unable to plug the puncture. So for those occasions, bearing in mind you can only really do, I think it's 50 kilometers or 30 odd mile an hour on that spare wheel. So no good if you've got a few 100 miles to go. And I know they say with the foam, you shouldn't be going at high speeds and it's a temporary repair. I've known people who have had this sloshing around in their tyre for over 2 years. This works really well. So, spare wheel and jack for a rip in the sidewall and you're absolutely stuck. A can of foam and a pump if you're planning on replacing the tyre, or you've got no choice because you can't find the leak, you pop that in. Or if it's a gaping nail hole like I just had, a mushroom injector gun thing, which is excellent, by the way. It's super quality of Amazon. It looks good. Lots of spare plugs. Hopefully I won't need 60 punctures, but there you go. That's there. And all of that for a puncture. in your tyre. Now that cannot be, this is a money spinner, surely. Because I'm now looking at potentially getting a tyre removal jig that I've seen on Amazon, seen on Amazon and seen videos on YouTube, to remove the tyre, which might not be a bad way to go, to just remove the tyres yourself, because you seem to be scammed everywhere you look. Has anyone else experienced this sort of thing, or am I missing something? What do you think?